Alright, welcome back to Phantom X Gaming. We are back in Kerbal Space Program. Today is going to be an interesting day. I think we are going to go to the tracking station just so I can show you this. And as always, we have extra long load times into each individual screen because I still have not gone through my mods and got rid of the ones I have not used in a while. But if we zoom out here, there's a very specific place that we have not been yet that I think it is time we go visit. And that is Dress. We have not gone there, and I think it would be pretty cool to go check it out, because we've been to Duna, we have been to the Mun Jr., and the Silly Planet, otherwise known as the Mem Moon. And we have also been to the... Did I say Mun Jr.? I might have said Mun Jr. But either way, we've been to all of those places, but we have not been... Oh, and we've been to Jewel as well. So we have not been to Dress, so I think that's where we're going to go today. So if we jump out of here, have our extra long load time, and then jump into, once this loads in, the Vehicle Assembly Building. There we go. Extra long load time for that as well. I really got to go through those mods and get rid of the ones that I don't use. I know there's got to be at least 20 or 30 of them I don't use. So once we load in here, we'll be good to go. There we go. Alright, so we're going to keep this relatively simple. I don't want to spend half an hour building a rocket like I did the last time. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with the standard command pod. We're going to bring this up, way up here, because why not? And of course we do need to put in a fairing. If I can find the right one. 2 meter? That's too big. 1.75. That's still too big. 1.25. There we go. So we're going to leave that like that, and we're going to put our parachute on because we are definitely making it back to Kerbal, or Kerbin. Kerbal. It's all the same, right? What do I need? A parachute. I'm going to jump over to the utility and scroll down until we find the right type of chute. I think this one is a good one. I've had some pretty good luck with this one. It's not terrible. So we're just gonna go ahead and build that fairing just to protect it, because we don't want that going up in flames. Make a nice weird cone here. There's the top part. And below that, we definitely need a reaction wheel. So we're gonna come over here. We're going to use this one because it works, I think. Most of the time it works, unless it doesn't, and then it doesn't work, in which case we say it works. And then from there we gotta get a separation. So we're gonna use my standard one I always use, because it's really good at making bad things happen. Now we're gonna drop the solid fuel down and the thrust limiter down just a little bit. I know we're not gonna really care about what happens to anything underneath once we're back, but it's always good to keep track of it all. Alright, so now that that's done, we can build our first stage. And to do that, I think we're going to go back to the basics and use simple things. And by simple, I mean extra large, unrealistic things that we probably shouldn't be using in the first place. I think I'll go with something a little simpler than that. Let's say we go with... Oh, that's big. Oh, that's the wrong shape. That one. That looks decent-ish. Let's bring that up to there. I think that's about the right size. It's got a good amount of fuel on it. That should be more than enough to get us at least back into Kerbin orbit-ish-esque kind of deal. Actually, I have a better idea. This is a terrible idea, but we're going to do it. Oh, that is huge. That's what she said. Anyway, so we're gonna use this one. It looks a little bit better. Uses a different type of fuel, so I'm gonna change that to liquid fuel and oxidizer. That's still not really enough. So I think I will add something a little bit drastic to it just to be sure. Because in here somewhere are these. So if we put a bunch of these on, that should increase our fuel by a decent amount. And I might even scale these. Oh, that's too big. Right around there. That should be okay. Nothing bad has ever happened with these, I'm sure. I hold no responsibility for anything bad that happens that doesn't happen. So from there, we need an engine. This is primarily just to get us back. However, I think we're also going to use it to possibly land on Dres, however you want to say it. It is said all sorts of different ways. So I think this should be big enough, I think. So if I bring this over here and get rid of that, so that way it gives me the thrust to weight ratio, which is 0.94. I wonder what we can do to bring this up. Yeah, so if you're trying to comment, you do have to have a YouTube channel. And the comments definitely help. The more you guys comment, the more it spreads around and the more YouTube pushes it to people that have not seen the channel before. And today I am going to Dres, or Dres, however you would like to say it. So that is out in space somewhere. We're going to go there as soon as I finish building this rocket. But for now, I need to actually get this thrust to weight ratio up a little bit higher. So we're going to break the laws of physics and do that, just so I'm just above 1.0. And then that should be a decent, essentially last stage. So we're going to go with a coupling. I think we're going to go with this one because it seems to be reasonable and it has the fairing. Makes things so much better. Doesn't look great from underneath, but that's just about anything. Anyways, so we're going to go for our next stage. And we're going to use something big. That's not big. That is very small. We're going to scroll up here to where the big stuff is. And we're going to stick that on. That doesn't look that great. I'm not going to use that one. I don't like that. How about we go for... Need something at least 2.5 meters. Now, I don't want to use the one that I normally use. Only because it tends to internally combust every aspect of my existence around the engine, of which I would like to not go boom. So let's try. A lot of these are part of mods I don't use, so I really feel like I should go through my mods at some point and get rid of like 20 or 30 of them. But I've been also saying that for a long time. That might... No, that's tiny. That's also tiny. Those are all tiny. What about this one? That one looks... No. Somewhere in here, there's a separator that will actually work. That will not work. Wait, maybe that will. Yeah, that'll work. I have no idea how well this works. But, sure, why not? So now we're going to go with this. And from there, we should be good to expand out. So I want something nice and big so that way I don't have to worry about running out of fuel. But I'm also going to add, if I scroll all the way to the top in the wrong menu, reaction wheels to these so that way I can maneuver quick and not have to worry about taking 10 minutes just to spin around. I'm going to add one of these just because I can and no one is telling me no. Reaction wheel to SAS. Alright, so now we should be able to add the next section of fuel tanks, which I think is going to be way up here. Let's try that one. That one is massive. And it has a lot of fuel. I accept. However, how well is this gonna work? I don't think I've built a rocket like this in a while. So now we're just gonna scroll down to the bottom here because we need an engine to get us off the ground. And the thrust to weight ratio for this needs to at least be 1.0. Gonna pop that out, 1.51. I can work with that. But we are gonna use boosters as well, only because I want to preserve as much fuel as possible. Alright, so now we need boosters. So I need coupling. And then we'll go to my standard that I usually use, only because it's semi-reliable and only blows up the rocket about 10% of the time. Okay, maybe like 90% of the time, but still, it works. We're gonna do that. We're gonna scale this up unreasonably. That's too big. That's no, that's too big. That's better. And we don't need that many, so we're gonna go with 2. Set them off just to right about here. I have no idea if these 2 tanks actually work together or not, but we'll find out. Then I'm also gonna put one of these here, because we're gonna use big boosters just because why not? There's absolutely no sense in using them, but I'm doing it anyways. Because these hold a decent amount of fuel. They will get us... that's the wrong fuel type. Let me guess, this is also the wrong fuel type? Or is this the wrong fuel? Nope, that's all good. It was just these. Alright, so now we need the engines, of which I am going to put... I think these work pretty well. There's not a whole lot of thrust, but if I scale them up, then they actually get a huge amount of thrust. Now these are on their own right there at a 0.56. But if I bring this down to here, then I have 1.34. That doesn't seem right. I don't like those rocket engines. I'm going to go with something a little different. Something unreasonable. There we go. 1.69. Nice. Anyways, so we're going to go with that. We have nice thrust to weight. We need aerodynamics on this. So we're going to go with something, not that. Something like, no, I'll scale that down. That should be decent. There we go. Alright, so we have our rocket. And it doesn't look the fanciest, but it should, in theory, possibly work. We're about to find out. So why is this on here? So there's... Oh, those can do bad things. I don't like that. We're gonna leave it. Alright, let's launch it and see what happens. Now with this one, I definitely need to keep the thrust to weight ratio under the 2. Because if I go above that, then the G-force starts ripping the rocket apart. And of course we have unrealistically long load times to get to the launch pad, because still, with the mods. Alright. SAS on, RCS on. I forgot to put some SAS controllers or reaction wheels at the bottom, but that is okay. We will make this work. And I don't want those to just go off premature. I mean, we're going to find out what happens if I hit that. Oh, that's weird. Alright, we have made it to space. And I should definitely kill off the engines because my apoapsis height is at 504,000 meters. And that's putting us a little bit far out there. I mean, it's not terrible, but not great either. So I'm going to add a maneuver to the apoapsis to circularize around Kerbin, because then we need to line up our orbit to line up with Dress. So now I need to maneuver over, and should pay attention to this stuff too. Let's find out if it's even moving. Is it moving? Yeah, it's moving. Barely, because I forgot the extra reaction wheels. But that's okay. We will somehow make this work. That is taking a really long time, and I don't know how I feel about that. Is that set to SAS? Is that set to SAS? Is that one that I can't really reach without zooming in and then looking at the part SAS? Who knows? However, I can go here and change this to SAS because I did not do that. And eventually we will get into the direction we need in order to orbit, and I'm going the wrong direction. I should be going the other way and go with the spin of Kerbin, so that way I can use the speed of the rotation of the planet in order to save fuel. However, that is not going to happen, because we're smart and forgot to do smart things. Alright, so at some point, someday, we should be facing the right direction. Yeah, it's close enough. I'm going to warp over there, and then we will do our maneuver, and I'm willing to bet that we will be on the dark side of the planet eventually when we do our next maneuver. Alright, so that was a quick little warp. Quicker than normal. So, all engines on. We're moving around a little bit more than I want, but that's okay. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, we're moving around way too much. However, it's not that long of a burn, so we should be okay. So after this burn, and once we are in orbit, I will go back out to the map and just show you as a reminder where we are going, and we are in orbit. I should probably kill the engines off now. I said kill the engines. Now we're spinning. We're going to go ahead and set that to prograde. So that way the RCS can kind of, sort of, eventually, possibly control the ship. I hope. Maybe. Possibly. Anyways, let's do this. And we can get rid of that. So if I zoom out here, one of the planets we have not gone to is Dress, or Dress, however you would like to pronounce it. So this is where we're going to end up going. I have no idea how we're going to get there, because I just fly by the seat of my pants. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to a whole lot of things, and it just kind of sort of works. And I'm betting on that today. So while our spacecraft continues to spin around, I wonder if I could just kind of time warp a little bit. Stop it. There we go. Not quite pointing in the right direction, but that's okay. At least it stopped. Anyways, so we're going to set this as target. I'm going to set it as target to go to, not target the horse. We're going to come over here and I think go back out to the map because I didn't do the thing that I was supposed to. And that is... So I should probably set an alarm. Create an alarm. Planetary transfer. Kerbin to Dress. Add alarm. And warp. And spin rapidly, get real dizzy, and then hope that... Oh yeah, I forgot to change the angle that we are orbiting to match Dress. That's okay, I'll do it when we get out to the sun. And we are spinning really fast. What is going on here? And there it goes. Well, that made me dizzy. Anyways, we have arrived at our planetary transfer. And we're gonna go ahead and, whoops, get rid of that. Get rid of it. And we are not time warping anymore, so we should be good. Zoom all the way back in here because I'm using the Oberth effect to save fuel and get out into solar orbit. So I'm going to add a maneuver at the periapsis and bring this out. This is a 23-second burn, so I'm only going to use this as the first burn, and then the second burn will send us out into solar orbit. So now I need to get over to that direction. Eventually, hopefully, possibly, soon-ish. Come on, hurry up. Am I still time warping? No. Why am I not moving? Am I moving? Oh, I am moving, just really slowly. So once I burn up the fuel in these, I will get rid of them, and I will probably be able to maneuver a little bit better. I'm kind of moving, sort of. Let's go ahead and warp out there anyways. And as always, we are on the dark side of the moon. I mean the planet. I mean Kerbin. Wait, are we actually doing our maneuver on the light side? Oh, we are. Well, that's a first. Or is it a second? If you've been watching for a while, let me know in the chat if this is the first time or second time we've actually gotten a maneuver on the bright side of a planet. So now that we're getting close to there, 23 seconds, or 53 seconds out, rather, it should be close enough. I am not facing where I need to go. I'm not entirely sure why I'm not moving. I do... Oh... I ran out of electric charge. Well, there's that. I wonder if I can move it manually. Nope. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the fact that this is permanently orbiting Kerbin with Valentina, Elon, and Camdis for an unknown amount of time until I somehow rescue them. And there will be a rescue mission for them, I just don't know when. So I'm going to go back to the Space Center, and we're going to play this off like we just started. We're not going to talk about that one. There's this thing called power generation that I definitely need, that I definitely did not put on. So we'll go back to the vehicle assembly building and pull up our fancy little rocket, and also add some reaction wheels to the lower half and the boosters, so that way we can actually maneuver a lot quicker. So I'm going to go over to the reaction wheels, wherever they are. There they are. And I'm going to drop this down, stick this in, change the size, whoops, to, I guess that. I mean, that's not quite. There we go, 5.3, sure, why not? And we're going to change that to SAS and put that there. So that's that. Now we're going to take these off and add reaction wheels here. I said both of them, thank you. And we're going to stick those there, scale those back down. Whoops. There we go. Alright, so we need power generation. That's what failed this one. So there it is. I'm going to scroll down here and just stick a couple of these on real quick. And just because I can and nobody's telling me no, I'm just going to stick a bunch of them on. And I'm going to scale them up. And then because I like things to look relatively neat, I'm going to set them in about there. Close enough. Ish. Yeah, that'll work. No, I don't like that. We're going to do that. That looks better. And because I don't trust those to actually generate enough power, also going to stick a couple of these on. And those. And batteries. We need batteries. Where are the batteries? There are the batteries. Where are the big batteries? These are close enough. And we're going to stick I said we're going to stick a bunch of them on because there's never enough battery power. There we go. That should more than make up for that little mistake that never happened. All right, let's try this again. Launch. I wonder what we have for crew this time. There we go. And set the SAS to on, RCS to on, and change those because I forgot to change those. And round 2, well, technically 1 if we're going to pretend nothing ever happened. We're going to set that up to there. We're going to set that off. And we're going to turn that down. We're going to put that one in there as well. Oh, something bad happened. Something really bad is happening. Get it up in the air as quickly as possible. Oh, it's dancing. Gimbal off. On this one, gimbal off. There we go. That was close. And because nothing bad could ever happen with Time Warp, and just double check that we're not, oh, we are way over 2.0. We're going to bring our throttle down. Otherwise our G-force rips the entire thing apart, and I do not have solid connections turned on. Change that to that. Go over here and time warp again. Because nothing bad could happen. There we go, we are in space. Much quicker than the last time. Oh, we are moving around too much. And our apoapsis, if you look at the very top there, and if you can look real small print, is about 350,000 meters. We're going to bring it up to 600 because that seems like a reasonable place to do a maneuver. Gives me enough time to hopefully recover whatever breaks. Hopefully nothing. And we are there. Close enough. There we go. 600,000 meters. Then I'm going to jump over here. Oh, we are very close to orbit of that one. That it doesn't exist. Add maneuver and circularize. Oh, that is weird. Anyways, we're going to ignore that. Move to our position. And as you can see up at the top right here, we have plenty of electric charge. So, no stranding Kerbals. We have Hardtop, Hal Pond, and Tito's Kerman. I don't think I've flown with them before. I wonder what disasters they'll cause. Because it's never me. Can never be me. I'm not the problem. They are. They're the ones in the rocket. They're the ones flying it. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't there at the time. And that is my argument. Oh yeah, we were time warping to where we need to be. Alright, there we go. And that should be close enough. Gonna turn that on. We're gonna do that quick little 37-second burn. And I think I am gonna turn this engine off. And then really hope that it turns back on when I'm ready to use it. Because I don't really need those right now. I have plenty of fuel left with the boosters that I intentionally made overpowered for no reason. And in theory, we should be good to go to get to Dres. Alright, there we go. We are in orbit. We're going to expand that out just a little bit. We're going to change that to that. That way we don't spin around again, and I'm going to get rid of that and shut them down. There we go. That is really confusing. Anyways, we're going to add a maneuver to the periapsis, and we're going to drag this out. That is a 10-second burn this time. Oh, that's not too bad. You know what? It's only a 14-second burn. 18-second burn to get out into... let's bring it... there. Perfect. Alright, let's switch that over to there so we can get to where we need to be. And, in theory, we should be good to time warp. So, a quick little time warp over here. We are at our periapsis. And because I don't feel like waiting another minute and 5 seconds, we're going to go ahead and time warp. Because nothing can go wrong with time warp. There we go. And 3, 2, 1, go. These are very quiet engines. Kind of curious as to why they're not making noise. Oh wait, we're in space. There is no noise in space. These are accurate engines. And there's that. Perfect. Close enough. We are going into solar orbit. So I'm just going to fast forward time to here. Now, I will use the alarm clock again so I can get a generalized idea of where I need to be, but I'm not doing any major calculations or trigonometry to find out exactly where I need to be to the millimeter in space to try to, you know, make that interplanetary transfer. There's no sense of that. There are plenty of YouTubers that go into all of that, and, you know, 10-hour stream or video is all about the intricate math on just getting out into planetary orbit. So I'm not here for that. I'm here for the fun of it. I'm here for all of the bad things that the Kraken can possibly cause. Keep time warping until we're out into space. I should just do it manually because that would be the smart thing to do. There we go. We are in solar orbit, I think. Possibly. There we go. Alright, so now that we're out here, we're going to set, not Duna. There it is. Dress. Set target. And we're going to, I think we're going to warp to about here. Actually, what I should do is, yeah, so I'm going to warp to there. I'm going to change the axis of orbit to match dress, or Drez, however you want to say it. And we're going to jump into here, add maneuver, and then we're going to do this the smart way. We're going to come out here. We're going to find the orbit of Dress, and we're going to line up its orbital lines to be exact. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change my orbital line to overlap that. So now I am going to be on the same plane as Drez. That way, when I do my transfer, I am in the exact same place. So that is lined up pretty much exact. And then once we get over there, we're going to time warp. And we are going to do this one exact, only because even the slightest bit off, even by like a degree or two, will cause us to miss our transfer window. So, and that applies to wherever you happen to be. So I think, time warp just a little bit here. And 30, 29. We'll get there eventually. There it is. There's a quick 20-second burn. And then we will be good to go. Ish. Possibly. And 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whoop. Come on. Just a little bit more. I just said we were going to do this exact. There we go. Get rid of that. We should be relatively close-ish. Ooh, lag spike there. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and set an alarm this time for the planetary transfer to Dres. Add alarm and warp to the alarm. Almost a year? That's okay. And 3 days, 2 days. Why is it slowing down so much? Come on, come on, let me have it. Let me have it. Just get there quicker. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 0 minutes. Oh, we're going down to the... Alright, we're going to kill that off. We're going to come back over here and get rid of that. Okay. And we're going to get rid of that again. Alright, now for the moment of truth. Did I do this correctly? I'm going to zoom way in here so I only have a short... yeah, it's 11 minutes. That's not too bad. Add maneuver. Zoom back out. Do I have a transfer window? Do this slowly. Bring it to here. Ooh, we got some close encounters. That's not close enough. That's still not close enough. Go like this. Maybe drag this around a little bit. What was that? Go back slowly. Oh, yeah, that's just jumping around. What about over here? Bring this out just a little bit, and then over to here. Still nothing. That's okay. We're gonna go the other way now. Spin this around and see where, when, how, why, and for what possibility we have a transfer window. So the closest approach is at... Oh, that's not that bad, really. 800,000 kilometers? I mean, it's a lot, but I think that might be something we could work with. Can I get closer? Oh, haha, I got it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and time warp to our maneuver. This is a 1 minute, 25-second burn with 20 seconds of fuel left. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of here and turn this engine back on. Activate engine. Brings it to a 1 minute and 9 second with also 20 seconds. But that is okay, and we need to get over to our maneuver position in a very short amount of time. Oh, we are past our burn time. We are really pushing our luck here. I don't know if this is going to work now. Way too close. Way too close. Alright. Let's see here. And... close enough. Go. I said turn on. Haha. Okay, so let this burn down a little bit. We have not a whole lot left, so I am going to get rid of those, and hopefully main engines continue to have fuel. So there's that, and we're going to get rid of those, and we're going to get going. Alright, so we have 415 seconds of Delta V left. And I really should be out in the map and looking at this and tracking all of this. But I mean, it's fun to watch these things go. I have no idea how well this is gonna work because, you know, I'm not paying attention to the map, but we're gonna find out. We're coming up on the end of our burn. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, and done. Ha! Let's jump over to the maps and see how bad I screwed this up. Oh, that's not terrible. So just so I can look at it, we're going to time warp to here. That way I can zoom in more and really take a look at how close I got. Ooh, can we stop? Thank you. And warp to here. Oh yeah, we got a nice window there to work with. There we go. That is very reasonable. So I'm going to warp to here. We're nice and close. And I should be able to circularize pretty much almost the second we get there. Look at the planet coming in hot. And while we're waiting for this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot and helps YouTube push this out more. So we're going to add a maneuver right here to circularize dress, or Drez, however you want to say it. We are doing some weird thing. Why are we doing that? That is weird. I wonder, just out of curiosity, because we have 24 minutes, I'm going to get rid of that and redo this one because I just screwed that up. Add maneuver, circularize, and then drag this down so we are nice and relatively close-ish. Periapsis nice and low. Alright, so we're going to warp over to our maneuver, which is not that far away. And we're going to change that to that. And hopefully have enough time to actually get over there. There we go. Oh, we have very little time to get maneuvered over there. But we are moving pretty quick now that we got rid of all that extra weight. We got some fresh new music I'll get a copyright claim on. For the royalty-free, license-free music that I use specifically for the fact that it is license-free and royalty-free. And the maker of it doesn't want any credit, but I still give them credit, even though they don't want the credit. And then I get a copyright claim for something that has nothing to do with it. I love it. It's a game. I rickroll them. Haha. Alright, we are past our burn time. I should get going on that. It's a relatively long burn, minute and 22 seconds. But we are doing well so far. So let's see here. What are we going to talk about for the next minute and 4 seconds? We can talk about the fact that I am probably at some point somewhere going to screw something up pretty badly and crash on Drez. And whereas we are only 45 minutes into this live, out of the roughly 2 hours or so I usually try to keep them, we're going to have to try this mission again if this screws up, but I will add to the rocket. I will not subtract. I will not make it make any more sense than it already does. I will, in fact, make it make no sense. And then see what happens. That's usually how I get things to work. Just do the most ridiculous thing I can possibly think of, and it works. I should probably pay attention to our burn time, which we are at 16 seconds left. Our lines are starting to jump around a little bit. We should be getting our orbit right about roughly kind of sort of right now. Ha! Wait, what just happened? What just happened? I just lost it. Wait, did I lose it? Oh, I lost it. Oh no. Oh, no. No, wrong thing. Add maneuver. Circularize. Get it back. Move over to that position. Hey, Martin, how are you? Yeah, it has been a while. I haven't seen you in quite a while. How have you been? So we're gonna try to regain our circularization that I just completely lost because I forgot about the fact that I should probably circularize before I start trying to get real close. Now we are in position. We're gonna go ahead and warp the 2 hours and however many minutes that was, and try to get this back. So what's going on? We are heading to Dres, or Dress, however you want to pronounce it. However, the first rocket, I forgot to add a power generation system to, so that's floating around Kerbin. Uh, so we're gonna have to do a rescue mission just barely in Kerbin orbit, because that was a thing that I am just pretending didn't happen. The second rocket is going well. This is doing very well so far. However, I am probably gonna jinx it. We have 23 seconds left. What is Dres? I thought there were only 4 planes. Let me get into circularization, and I will show you. It's not too bad. I don't remember if... I don't think this is part of a mod. Pretty sure this is part of the stock Kerbal. Because you have Duna, you have... Oh, I should be burning fuel right now. Give me 1 second to get this back. There we go. Haha, I win. Periapsis. Add maneuver. What is going on there? Oh, whoops. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Try this again. Periapsis. Add maneuver. Circularize. Getting nice and close. Now, whoops, wrong direction. Now I can get close. So we'll let that fall into place. You think Dres is a mod? Nah, this is definitely stock. I am almost kind of sort of positive-ish, possibly. And I know you're joking. This is definitely part of the stock game. Why aren't I moving over there? Oh yeah, I forgot to hit maneuver. Alright, so we are there. We are 216 days away from our maneuver. So instead of making you guys suffer through an actual 216 days waiting for this to get over here, we're going to time warp. We're going to time warp one more time just because I can and no one said no. And we're going to do a 0.6 second burn. So I'm going to do this slowly and bring this down nicely. And there we go. Close enough. It works. And then we're just going to move over to here and jump over to the periapsis over here and circularize. That way we don't screw this up. Because I am definitely within the influence of its gravity. And once that gets over there... Very rapidly, I will say. This is actually doing pretty well. For a rocket that took 5 minutes to put together. And then two tries to make it work. There's a KSP2 Redux thingy? Yes, there is. There is in the game files as well. So KSP2 is still, as far as I and many KSP YouTubers are concerned, a dead game. The office is empty. There is no one in there working on it. Drasten Bale? Bile? Bell? Bill? Bill's stuck in space right now. Anyways, we are at our maneuver point. We have another 1 second burn, so I'm going to fast forward that because I'm not making you guys wait 42 seconds. And close enough. 2, 1, and burn. There we go. Alright, we're nice and close to Dres on a weird orbit. Not entirely sure why I did that, but sure, why not? Probably fix it once we get nice and close, and then I'll probably crash into the planet. And just because we can and we have to anyways, we'll take a look, and there is Dres right there. We have made it to the outer orbit. So now, because I can't, whoop, wrong button. There we go, that's the right screen. Zoom out here. So I'm pretty sure I do have extra planets in here somewhere. I don't pay attention to the mods I put in anymore. I just say, hey, that looks cool, and I install it, and then hope it works. So we have Eve, we have Kerbin, we have Duna, Dres, Elu, and Jewel. And then all of their associated moons that I will not list off because that will take a while. Where the main star is a KSR. A star system in KSP. Yeah, so there are mods for that. They work on older versions in most cases. There was a series of mods I was trying to use to kind of do a back in time type of deal. A whole series on it, and because of the visual mods that I use and the fact that the older versions don't support it, I couldn't use it and I couldn't make it work. So I had to kind of scrap that idea. So we're gonna get nice and close. I can't remember how close I can get to Dres. We're about to find out. So we're at just about 300,000 meters. We're gonna bring that back up just a little bit. Yeah, about 310,000 meters. And we're basically at our maneuver point, but 10 days away. So we're gonna do a full orbit around at slow speed, because why not? There we go, we are halfway there. If I were to make a video of this, this would be the part where I just kind of cut all that out and then we're just magically there, because it takes a while sometimes. Another 1 second burn, so we're gonna fast forward time. I'm not gonna make you wait a minute for that to go by. And close enough. One, and burn. And there we go. Whoops. There we go. Perfect. Exact, if you will. Whoops. That's not where I want to be. I want to be out here. I want to click on that, add maneuver, circularize, and hope I am not too close. And get over there, and then I'll read your chat. Yeah, so there's a mod, I think, that adds a binary star system. I have not tested it. I don't know if it'll work with the visual mods that I have. But I'm also not going to get rid of the visual mods because it just adds too much character to the game and it makes it look really nice. And then when I go to make those little short movies that you see me post every now and then, uh, it's the visual mods that really make those work. Yeah, so there are a few mods that add star systems. There was a mod that I was trying to use. However, it really broke the game in a way that it's just not okay. Uh, in fact, when I went into a save, uh, I couldn't attach any rocket parts to each other in the vehicle assembly building. So I couldn't use that particular set of mods, and then I made multiple attempts at trying to get it all to work, but I just could not do it without removing the visual mods. The biggest problem was parallax, and parallax is important for... Well, I'm past my burn time again. Parallax is important for Black Rack's volumetric clouds. And as most of you know, I am definitely not getting rid of that mod because it just adds all of the life to all of the places. including Jewel, where we went, what was it? Live before last, I believe. All right, so somewhere around here, there is a planet. Did I lose a planet? Oh, no, I didn't lose the planet. There it is. Thought I lost the planet. How do you lose a planet? If you need advice on how to lose a planet, ask Phantom X Gaming. He definitely knows, apparently. Alright, so I feel like we could probably get closer with our current state, so we're going to try to get closer. Add a maneuver to the periapsis. And bring this down. Click all of the wrong buttons. Let me have that. Why can't I have that? Thank you. No, give it to me. Let me have it. Nope, stop. Let me have it. If I, no, give it to me. Nope, nope, let me adjust. Why won't it let me adjust? I'll get rid of it and try again. Get rid of that. Add maneuver to the periapsis and grab it. There we go. Oh, that is way too close. And now it won't let me adjust it out. Let me have this. That is way 6,000 meters is way too close. All right, get rid of that. Try one more time. Third time's charm. We got this. Bring it out. Nope, not out. Not in. Nope. Let me. No, stop it. Yeah, let me have it. All right. 117. Will let me have it again? No, it won't. All right, so this is what we're going to live with. We're going to move over to our maneuver point and go for it. Let's see here. I missed a few of your chats there. Give me a second to read them while this is maneuvering. Such as Promised Worlds and especially Cosmic Serenity. Yeah, so I tried both of them and both actually broke the game with the mods that I have. Boring little rocky planet. Yeah, Drez is kind of a boring planet, but we haven't been there, so we have to do it. Do I have the Drez mod? I don't think I do. I think that one was one of the ones on my list to look at, and I let it slip my mind. But thank you for reminding me. I will do that at some point soon. You're gonna have to comment after the live is over and remind me again, more than likely. And it's something that I will probably look into after tomorrow's live, because I will be working with the horses all day and then barely making it home in time to set up the live. That's usually how it works on Fridays and Saturdays. Is I leave the house early in the morning, I work with horses all day, and then come home and immediately set up the live and get everything situated. So we have another 1 second burn here, so we're gonna go ahead and fast forward and hope I don't miss it again for like the 4th time already. Alright, so I have no idea if we can actually get this close, but we're gonna try. That is really close. And add maneuver. Whoops, get rid of the last one before I screw that up again. Add maneuver and circularize. Head over to where we should be facing. I said jump out. Nope, jump out of the map. Thank you. Where is this planet? I've lost the planet. There it is. Reworks Drez by having the KSP2 version with the rings. Yeah, that will be definitely something I look into. Yeah, so if you're trying to join the Discord, there is an application that you got to fill out. It's just a security thing because it keeps a decent amount of the problems out of the server, and specific people that are known to be problems out of the server. So fill out the application and let me know when you have, uh, if it's during this live, and I'll just pull it up on my phone and accept it for you. So we are an hour out. We're going to go ahead and fast forward here. Yeah, so we do have a Discord server you can join. It is linked at the top of the channel. Where did the planet go again? I lost the planet again. And you can join there, fill out the application, quick and easy. Just tell them I sent you, and then I will definitely accept it. And how do I? There we go. Did I lose the? Am I falling to the planet? Okay. And then there's always the chance to be able to be part of lives, part of videos. Like, for example, the Phasmophobia update just came out, so pretty soon, probably this week, I will be making a video on it, so I might be looking for some people to help me out with that. The only real requirement to be in a video or be part of the lives is there can be zero foul language at all, and you have to be friendly, polite, and respect the process. So we're going to go ahead and burn because we missed our burn time. There we go. Wait. There we go. Perfect-ish. Alright, so, oh, geez, that is close. There we go. Come on, let me have this. Close enough. I really feel like I've lost my orbit, and I'm really actually just falling into the planet. So, it's a relatively active-ish server. It's mostly active if I'm active. I'm not always active, because I have a lot of stuff I'm doing in the background. But in most cases, if I'm in VC, feel free to join. I just go there to hang out, and then whoever happens to jump in, jumps in. In some cases, I pulled together big groups to play different games, just for fun. No recording, no lives, just having fun, because gaming has to be fun. If it's all about the numbers, if it's all about the lives or the videos, it becomes work and it's no longer fun. And that's a very important thing that you have to realize if you're trying to get into YouTube and make videos and things, is you have to make sure that you're having fun doing what you're doing. Otherwise, it will just burn you out. Been there, done that. It took me about 4 years to get back into it. So learn from my mistakes and just make sure you have fun. So we do get together and just play games for fun. I'm always open to trying new games if they're reasonable games. And yeah, so that's about what the server's about. So it's not super active, but it is sporadically active, if that makes sense. And then feel free to check out the Patreon as well. That is up with the Discord link in the top of the channel. That's how you can support me outside of being, a member or making donations on YouTube. That won't allow me to do that until I get a certain number of subscribers. Words and sentences are not working today. You have to have, 500 subscribers and all of these other metrics. All of my metrics are good for monetization, but what I'm not getting is subscribers. So hitting that subscribe button really does help a lot. So now we are orbiting in low Dres orbit. So we're gonna go ahead and swing around to retro because I'm gonna do really dumb things, because why not? Let me just go over here, go over here, that, go over here, click on that, pull up Discord real quick, jump over to here, hit the members, check out your application. And approve. Alright, Martin, you are approved and you are part of the Phantom X Gaming server. Discord server. Alright, anybody else that wants to join, feel free to join. Fill out the quick little application. Tell me a little bit about yourself. That way I know where you came from. And then you'll be able to join us. Alright, so we are going to see how close we can actually get. Because I'm kind of curious. And we do have a thrust to weight ratio of 23.57, so we should be able to escape if I screw up and almost crash. But we're going to try it anyways. So we are going retro. And we're going to... Oh, we just very quickly lost our orbit. So we should be... Oh yeah, we are on a collision course. Very, very direct collision course. But I think I want to land over here somewhere. So we're going to continue to burn. And try to settle down somewhere down there. Just below us. Do I make money off of this? No, I do not make money off the lives. I don't make money off the videos or the shorts. Because, wait, what did I just do? Stop the burn and go back out. Whoa, jeez. I did all of the bad things. All of the bad things. Let's go ahead and flip that around and fix that. I don't make money off of YouTube right now because I don't have the number of subscribers necessary. I need a minimum of 500 subscribers in order to apply to be monetized. That's kind of the key thing holding me back on it, so that's why subscriptions help so much. It helps every channel, so the more you hit that subscribe button for any channel, the more you're really helping them to be able to make a better living doing it. So we're going to go ahead and burn again and see if we can't drop out of space again. And we're going to stop real quick and figure out which direction we're going. We're going this direction. We're going to go... Actually, you know what? We're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it the smart way. Come on, let me have this. Haha. Yeah, Cam is not here today, it looks like. He's usually lurking or blowing up the chat, but I haven't seen him today. Yeah, I hope he's okay. Yeah, so we're going to slowly fast forward in a very, very fast way to try to get really close. We're not going to fully touch down, I don't think. Well, I should probably slow down right now. Oh, geez, I am facing straight down. Let's go ahead and fix that. I might land this. I can't really land this rocket very well. But we will touch the soil, and then we will get back into orbit. So that way we can get back in get back to Kerbin. Wow, words are not working today. Alright, so we're going to slow our speed down. We're going a little bit too quick. Come on, let me have this. So I think I might have gotten a little bit too much fuel for this mission, but that is okay. We left plenty of room for error, and as most of you guys know, I am really good at finding all of those errors. We got some dramatic music, cinematic music for the fall. There we go. Speed up time just a little bit here. Oh, I should probably slow down a little bit more if I'm getting this close. Maybe a little bit more. Keep it under 100. I feel like a lot of us have been told that at some point or another. How do I get dramatic music when landing? It's actually a mod. It is a music mod that I had to really pick apart to get rid of a bunch of music that was copywritten. And that way I could have all non-copywritten music. And I do still get copyright claims because YouTube is really good at that. Uh, and then I usually just say, look, it's all, you know, copyright-free music, royalty-free, all that stuff. And a couple days later, the people that have been submitted the claim usually release it. And if it takes more than like 4 or 5 days, then if I get another one from that same company, I'll usually rickroll them. Just because I can, and nobody has told me not to. We are about to touch down on Drez, however you want to pronounce it. We're getting close. Getting really close. Actually, that's not too bad. Not a bad landing site from what it looks like up here. I'm sure something will phase in and then something will happen and, you know, bad things. But we're going to try not to have any bad things happen on this one. Whoop. Nope. No, don't you dare. I just said we're not going to have anything bad happen on this one. Let me have this. It's been a while since I've had a flawless landing on a planet without something going wrong and the Kraken showing up. Let me have it. We're almost there. Oh, this is not bad at all. And we have landed on Drez. Why are we still going up? Oh, something broke. Something definitely broke. Uh-oh. Stage? So we touched down on Drez. So we're getting back up into space. We are not chancing that one. We are definitely not chancing that. I just said we are going to have a good solid landing. And then the Kraken showed up, but I feel like the Kraken's tired today. Because that wasn't a whole lot of Kraken. But we got back away. However, here is the real question. Do we have enough fuel to get back to Kerbin? That is going to be the real question. So I'm just going to get out of this area completely. Alright, so we are back into an orbital level. Oh, we are really in an orbital level. We're going to go ahead and add a maneuver. Apoapsis to circularize. 14-second burn, that's not terrible. But we have really fast maneuvering the reaction wheels now. What about the science? We need the science? I mean, the science is down there, and we're not going back. We have no landing legs on this, so that is not worth taking the chance. Definitely not worth taking the chance. But we are going to try to get back to Kerbin. And then we'll leave the wreckage of that ship on this this planet just as a memorial to the time that we touched down on Drez and the Kraken kind of gave us a quick little love tap. Alright, we're going to fast forward. I don't feel like waiting 14 minutes to get up to space. Wait, what just blew up? Something blew up. I feel like the Kraken heard me. Uh-oh. Why aren't my engines responding? Come on. Ignite. Ignite. Uh-oh. My engines won't light. What happened? I can't do anything. No matter how much I click it, it's not doing it. Come on. Ignite. Ignite. We don't have much more time. Ignite. Oh, there we go. Alright, we got lucky on that one. We got really lucky on that. Alright, so let's see here. We are in orbit now. We're gonna just kind of burn that just a little bit out of there so we can use the Oberth effect. Jump over to the map here. And I do want to add a maneuver here to bring us back to here. That should be okay. No, that's not going to be okay. That should be okay. Maybe not. Maybe there. There we go. And then if you send a message in Discord, I will respond after the live. I don't want to pull it up right now. Just because if you're watching the live, you are right here, and I will answer anything you have to say or ask in chat. YouTube, not Discord. Discord doesn't exist right now. Am I still burning? Or am I just not? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? I wasn't paying attention, but hey, why not? Haha, we're there. And we're going to add a maneuver to the periapsis and get ourselves back out into solar orbit. What am I doing? Grab the wheel and get out of here before more bad stuff happens. That's 2 hours 59 minutes, and I'm just going to fast forward that. Alright, so that's close enough. I don't feel like waiting another minute or fast forwarding and taking the chance of the Kraken showing up because we are still in range. So we're going to go ahead and do this burn now, and done. A little bit off course, but that's okay. And warp to... No, don't add maneuver. Cannot warp so far. Whoops. Warp here. Haha. And then zoom in a little bit more. Keep zooming because that's still fast forwarding. And warp here again. And we are 13 seconds from solar orbit. And this is our spacecraft going back to I forgot to put extra parachutes on. Oh no. We'll find out what happens. Alright, we are in orbit again. Zoom out. And set... No, let me do the thing. Unset target. There we go. And then we need to get a Kerbin transfer window. That's the word. From... Where am I? Drez. To Kerbin. Add alarm. And warp. And I'll let this go right up until the very second of it, and then I will definitely miss the window, but we'll at least be a little bit closer. In theory. Possibly. Hopefully. 5 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. We're starting to drop down to real time. 4, 3, 2, 1. And there it is. Delete and close. And get rid of that. Add a maneuver 3 days from now. And I am not on a good plane. But we're going to try it anyways. We're going to bring this down. And hope something happens somewhere along the way and we get something to work with. Bring this way down and just see what happens. Nothing happens. Nothing good happens. Bring that back out to about there. I can work with that. Might be a bit of a challenge to get back to Kerbin, but if we get roughly around the area, we should be okay-ish. Possibly. So I wonder if... Oh no, it's going to move the outside around. Never mind. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to add a maneuver here 5 days. And then bring this in to here. And we're going to bring this way. That looks a little bit better-ish. Possibly. Hopefully. And maneuver. There we go. My brain cells stopped brain celling for a second there. We're going to go ahead and time warp that 5 days. And of course, it's going to do it at the slowest possible rate. There we go. Now, do you guys enjoy the little short movies that I make, or is it just better to do the simple, low effort shorts? Let me know how you guys feel about that. I usually put about 5 to 7 hours into each 2.5 to 3 minute video. So let me know what you guys think. Or we can start this burn now because we are past our time. Very long burn, but at least we'll be a little bit closer. Yeah, because when I make those little movies, they usually don't do terribly well. I mean, I get like anywhere between 200 and 500 views on them. Whereas my low quality, low effort shorts tend to get thousands of views. I don't quite understand that. And then when I post a regular video, I get very few views. So checking out those actual videos that I post helps out quite a bit. Because it's usually the same thing as the shorts when I put the high effort into making those videos. The only difference is it's not a vertical version of it. And so you can see more detail of what's going on. Oh, I am way past where I should be stopping. That's okay. We're going to jump over to periapsis and add a maneuver to circularize and hope something works. And that's also an almost 2-minute burn. That is a long burn, but that's okay. We have plenty of fuel for now until we start running out of fuel. And then we're going to go ahead and time warp all the way back over there so I can actually see what I'm warping to, because we still have some changes to make to get on the right plane, which shouldn't take a whole lot of fuel to do, especially being this much closer. And 3 minutes out, I'm going to go ahead and time warp again. Yeah, I have 18,000 delta. Well, I have 17,299 to be very specific. So give or take around 18,000. And so I should have plenty of fuel to get back to Kerbin. We're gonna find out. Oh, I am past when I should have started that burn. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna get a quick drink because it's a minute and a half out. When you spend 2 hours straight talking, throat dries out a little bit. A geometry dash, yeah. Yeah, kinda. It feels like it sometimes. We're a minute out from finishing this. We're almost halfway done with it. It's not terrible. It's not the greatest, you know, not the greatest burn to get back to where we need to be, but it's close enough. I'm still using the Oberth effect, so it still counts. Two hours of talking to either myself or me, yes. So the more you guys are commenting and talking in the chat, the more YouTube pushes it out to more people, and the more I have to talk. So if you want to watch me suffer, then really push it out there and get it to the point where I can't even keep up with it and I'm talking nonstop. That's the way to do it. Alright, so that's close enough on that one. I want to keep it kind of out there a little bit, and then I'm going to find roughly where it intersects. And I'm going to add maneuver to swing this around, hopefully the right way. Yeah, the right way. Okay. So then I'm going to line up roughly Kerbin's axis. Wait, is that the right one? Am I on the right one? Yeah, so that's where I am. And then line that up. Actually, I'm already there. Haha. First try. I'm underrated, and I should get more attention. I mean, I'd say that's objective, but you know, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy doing the lives and entertaining you guys. Uh, you know, the whole premise behind my channel is to make positive, uplifting content to make everybody's lives a little bit better. You feel like the sound in the stream is low? Yeah, so out here where we currently are, the music is a little bit low. I have to make some actual adjustments to the music, so I have to go into the audio file and remix it, so that way it's a little bit better quality. But that usually takes like 2 to 3 hours per song, and I just have not had the time for it yet. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward to our maneuver. If I was more popular, I could make more people's days better. Well, it just depends on really the people that are currently watching. That I rely on you guys a lot to help push it out there. So the way it works is, oh, I should have burned a long time ago. Hold on, let's see here. Go ahead and hit that button and do this quick little burn. Yeah, so the way it works is during a live, the more people chat and the more often people chat, the more YouTube sees that it's worth pushing out to more people. And then with videos, the more people watch the videos, oh, I should have stopped that a while ago too. The more people watch the videos, the more YouTube pushes it out, the more people like it, the more people comment on them, the more YouTube pushes it out. So the more interaction with the video you do, the more YouTube tends to push it out to more people. So that's how we expand out and get more people watching. So it's pretty much based on the interaction of the population around your channel. So now we need to bring this over. So I'm going to add another maneuver to here and kind of pull this over and hope something happens somewhere and I get an interaction with Kerbin. Where is Kerbin? Where is the planet? Oh, the planet's right there. I am over here. So if I stay on the outside, I should be able to have it come up on me, and then I can just kind of make a quick little adjustment in. And then I should be able to get contact with Kerbin. So I think I'm going to forget about that maneuver. I think I'm going to add a maneuver to wherever I happen to... No, I'm not. I'm going to add a maneuver back here. I'm going to get rid of this maneuver. I'm going to add a maneuver there. There we go. I'm going to bring that back over there because I just realized that that actually works much better for me. There we go. We're going to go ahead and adjust our positioning here. You got lucky and got one of my streams on your For You page. Yeah, that's pretty much how it does it. So it basically looks at the interactions on your video at any given point in time and then decides whether it's worth pushing or not. So it's basically relying on the algorithm waking up and having a good day. That is basically the best way to describe it. We have a 15-second burn, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward now. There we go. There. Now we should be in a better place. In space, possibly. Preferably not crashing into a planet. That wouldn't be good. There we go. Perfect. Well, close enough. It's gone now, so we can't see if it was or not. No witnesses. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and see if we can't get an interaction with Kerbin. We are on the outside, so we are moving slower than Kerbin. So it should, in theory, come up on us relatively quick-ish. So I'm going to manually fast forward time. And then, in theory, we should eventually have an encounter. I'm going to have to do it this way. If you get dizzy, look away. Oh, wait, no, it's too late. And where is it? Where'd it go? There it is, way over there. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here and see what we can do about keeping it from making you dizzy. That's better-ish. So it's moving slowly towards me. I just need to wait until it eventually kind of sort of gets close-ish. This is the lazy way of doing it, and I am okay with that because I just don't want to do math. Math is hard. Math hurts my brain. And we're getting closer and closer and closer, and I should probably slow down anytime now. We're still not close enough. We go ahead and speed up again. And then slow down. Nope, slow down. Because this is, I think, where we're going to get our encounter. So I'm going to add a maneuver here. And all I'm going to do to try to get this encounter is bring this in until it hits. It's going to be a crazy little orbit around somewhere off into space. But it should, in theory, give us an encounter. If it doesn't, however, I'm just going to fast forward time just a little bit more. And it doesn't look like it's actually going to give us an encounter. So we're not quite close enough yet. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward just a little bit more. Set a little bit more. We're going to freeze the game real quick because that's a fun thing. So we just want it to be a little bit closer for us to be able to get our encounter. But we're also moving closer in the process, so maybe this will work, maybe this will not. I have no idea. Let's see here. There were 78 people watching. Now there's 9 to 12. I generally don't pay attention to how many people are watching, only because then I start. Oh, I should not have pushed that button. Then I start focusing on how many people are watching, and then if it drops down, then it could have a negative effect on how I work with the video. Plus, the way the numbers are working, like if you're watching on your phone, and you minimize, and it's still playing in the background, so you can like respond to a text or something like that. It still takes away that viewer. It still drops the number because that viewer isn't actively watching. So paying attention to the number of people that are watching just really isn't worth it. So let's see if we can get just a little bit closer. Tiny bit closer. And that should be good right there. We can give this one a try. How you doing, Sabius? Add maneuver right here. My brain stopped braining for a second there. Yeah, if you're watching for the first time, welcome. We appreciate having you here. And we also hope that we are being entertaining enough to keep you around. Let's see, somewhere in here we have to have some form of... Oh, I am using the wrong one. Whoops. Alright, let's use the right button. No, let's go the right direction. There we go. Wait. We have something. We have something going on somewhere. Ha! We have an encounter. Way over here. Not entirely sure how that happened, but I was looking for one, like, up in here. But I accept. And this one we are going to do super exact. Or at least as exact as we can possibly get with it. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward time because nothing ever happened. Nothing ever goes wrong. There we go, right words. With time warp. If it goes wrong with time warp, blame the Kraken. And there we go. It's only a 17-second burn, so I am going to do this as exact as I possibly can. And I am past my burn time. I did not slow down in time. Alright, so let's start that now. Maybe I get something beforehand? No, I'll go for the exact one I have, because last time I tried to go for one I got beforehand, a lot of really bad things happened. There we go, and oops, too far. Perfect-ish. Alright, so this is our return vehicle. This is what's, hopefully, anyways, going to get us back to Kerbin after visiting Drez. So I am going to go ahead and fast forward to here. Yeah, the rocket that I built was like a 5-minute build. Just tossed it together and hoped it worked. And then the first one I forgot to put power on. And that's floating around Kerbin right now. But we'll probably do a rescue mission at some point. We're going to go ahead and warp to here. No, don't warp to that. No, well, oh, okay. All right, I accept. We're going to add a maneuver here. I said right here. Add maneuver. Circularize. What am I circularizing? Oh, did I not? Add maneuver. Circularize. There we go. That's so much better. And we can move around really fast thanks to our reaction wheel. And the small size of the vessel. There's that too. Alright, thrust to weight ratio is at 2.7 for now, and we'll see what happens as we get closer. But for now, we're going to go ahead and fast forward. Alright, so we are there. It's a 6-second burn, so we're going to fast forward again because nothing ever goes wrong with time warp. And I'm going to actually stop it in time this time. And burn. About to the map, make sure I actually have that. Perfect. And there is that. We're going to go ahead and add a maneuver over here to bring this down. We're going to get it past min-miss, because min-miss can be a problem sometimes. We're also going to get it past the mun, because as you can see right here, we're going to have contact with the mun and get shot back out into solar orbit, and I would rather not do that. Your headphones disconnected? That's no fun. So we're gonna go back out here so we have time to get rid of the mun. At one point I got bored and I didn't feel like making a video and I didn't feel like doing a live. It was during the week, a few weeks ago. I decided to attach rockets I built the rockets on the mun and connected every single one of them through struts and various other means of connection. And I tried to deorbit the mun. It is definitely static. I can confirm that it is static. You cannot deorbit the mun. However, I should have made a video of it, because it was actually kind of fun to do, but I wanted to kind of do something where I didn't have to talk. However, I might do something like that. I might do a video at some point where it's just the gameplay and not me talking. Just to see if some people prefer that kind of video. It would probably be like 3 or 4 hours long, and it would just be, you know, the sounds of the rockets and whatnot, and the talking of the Kerbals. There we go, words not working. And then the music that's currently playing at whatever point during the playthrough. You're soon going to get a 3D printer? That sounds pretty cool. First thing you want to make is rocket models. And you also want to make Jeb, Bob, and you should make Bill and Valentina too. You can use the same model for all three and just put a different name on them. Yeah, 3 to 4 hours of no talking and just KSP gameplay. But I haven't decided if I want to do so. Oh, I am so far past my burn. I haven't decided if that's something I really want to do. Because it is still a lot of work and there's still editing to do. You prefer with talking? Yeah, a lot of people do prefer with the talking. And then you got some people that, you know, the second they hear me talk, they just leave. Or you have the people that the second they see my YouTube channel picture, they leave because apparently it's offensive, which is fine. So you can't really make everyone happy. So we're going to add a maneuver here, and we're going to circular eyes nice and close. And of course, somewhere in there, we're getting contact with the mun. So what I really should do is get rid of... Actually, no, I can just do it this way. I can bring this in more until the mun no longer has influence over me. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and maneuver over to there and then hit the fast forward before we're actually in our maneuver position, because that's smart. And it doesn't take long to get over there. Now that we have a smaller rocket, we're going to fast forward until our burn time. And I said stop, 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 stop. And we are past our burn time. That's okay. We're going to get past all these encounters with the Mun. Wish encountering the Mun was easy back when I first started playing this, like, a long time ago. We're going to drop our periaps down to well under 1 million. 3, 2, 1. 120,000 meters is a good place to end that one. And we're on a weird trajectory, but that's okay. Eventually, you want to make a star system in KSP 1 that has a KSAR. That would be interesting. I'd like to see that. And I'd be willing to test it if you can make it happen. That's for sure. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add a maneuver to our periaps. Let's do circular eyes now, because we are really close. Go ahead and time warp over to there. You feel like it's very interesting? It is very interesting. Okay, so you're thinking like a gas star system, like gas planets. Yeah, that would be very cool to explore. All right, so we are at our maneuver node, and we are gonna go ahead and burn now because there's no sense in waiting. We are pretty much there. Wait, did I just screw that up? No, I didn't. I have a very long way to burn. There we go. Give me 1 second. I will read those chats as soon as we have finished this burn, so I don't just, crash us into the planet here. There we go. Close enough. Alright, we're gonna get out of here and hit that button, and then somewhere around here is Kerbin. We have made it back. Alright, what do we have here? But still, it is super far away from... Hey, so you can make your own planet KSP. It will be super far away from Kerbal, but still orbits. Orbit lasts 3,000 years. Or a rogue planet. Both are good ideas. 3,000 years of time warp in KSP is a very long time. I would reconsider that part of it for sure. Maybe like, say 1,000 at like a max, because that's still like 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes of max time warp. All right, we're gonna switch this to retrograde now because we are starting our descent. I do believe these are empty-ish now. No, but that's okay. We're gonna get rid of them anyways. What am I getting rid of that? Oh, okay, I should not get rid of that one because that's the important one. I can get rid of those. There we go. And send those flying away. Spinning at crazy speeds. Some will deorbit, some will not. I'm gonna have to clean up that mess later. A rogue planet would be fun. Alright, we are heading for our final descent. Now, what I need to do is I need to figure out where. So it's definitely going to be an ocean landing. So maybe over here. So if I were to time warp to say right here, because the planet is rotating counterclockwise. I'm going clockwise. Alright, so that's where I want to be. And go ahead and burn max. Let's see if we can do this. I want to land in this ocean right here somewhere. I don't know if that's going to be possible though. We're under 100,000 meters and we are moving very fast. Every landing with humans in space is always in the ocean. That is correct so far. So with the new catch system that Elon Musk has, they should be able to actually catch the rocket and not have it directly land on land, but just kind of land in the air. All right, now that we're spinning around here, let's make sure that we are going straight down into the ocean exactly where I wanted to go. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get... You know what? We're just going to time warp this properly and not take a chance. We have come too far to play those games. Burn off some of our speed here. Yeah, the Starship Test Flight 13 went pretty well for what it was. We have our cinematic falling music. Are we gonna make it? Oh, we don't want it to do that. There we go. And we are going slow enough that we will not break up. We still have a ways to go, but I'm not going to time warp past past the 2x. Well, because every time I go to the 4x, it just like sends me into the center of the planet. There's 500 meters is a long way to fall at 3 meters a second. $200 meters. 100 meters. Gonna slow that down. 19 meters. 10 meters. And we have splashdown of the mission to Dres. This was a successful mission. We did have a little bit of an encounter with the Kraken. They definitely tried to get us, but we overcame it. We got back out, and we got back to Kerbin, and Hardtop, Halpond, and Tito's are all safe. And with that, don't forget to hit the like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.